There are lots of summer happenings around here, my friends. This past week, we welcomed a new face to the farm. Everyone, meet Birdie. He's a 9-week-old Australian Shepherd, and as you can imagine, everyone is quite smitten with him. At this point, what's a puppy? Life on the farm in the summer is already quite messy and dirty. In fact, life in the summer around here is pretty scruffy. The kids' clothes are always stained. The porch is rarely cleaned off from the summer harvest baskets, and dust lingers in the air. Tractors are busy at work in the orchards. The flowers are quickly taking over the pathways, and there's just creatures at every turn. But in the summer, there's a lot of pleasure too. For all of us, there's endless opportunities for exploration. Because the gardens are so grown in now, each harvest day feels a bit like a treasure hunt. The treasures will be there, but you've got to do the work of seeking them. I've been very focused on seeking and finding these moments this summer. Part of how I'm treasure hunting when the demands are high is just making sure that there's time set aside for cooking, just for fun. I'm working really hard at always having nourishing foods around, pleasurable foods, foods that make us happy. Today, after the berry treasure hunt, we're going to make some hand pies. I would like to thank Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world, for sponsoring this video. There's a special 60% off link below this video. I've been learning Italian with Babbel for a few months now so that when I travel back to Sicily next year, I'm more prepared to communicate with skill. Let me know in the comments which language you're wanting to learn. The Italian phrase I want you to learn oggi, or today, is prepariamo il dolce. Let's make dessert. Babbel makes it possible for me to practice my Italian at home or on the go or at any time of day so that when I return to Italy, I'm able to communicate simply and effectively, which enhances the experience so much. One of my biggest challenges of learning Italian is not being around native speakers in my daily life, but with Babbel's intimate classes that are taught by native speakers, I get to join in, practice my Italian, and hear from native speakers. You can get 60% off your Babbel subscription by using the link below the video. They offer you a 20-day back guarantee, and it's scientifically proven to help you start speaking a language in just 3 weeks. The hand pies begin with a quick, buttery dough. I'm going to be using an all-purpose einkorn flour, high-quality butter, a pinch of sea salt, and ice water. Very simple. Once the dough just begins to form, I pop it out of the food processor and squeeze it together. It shouldn't feel too dry or too wet. It should come together nicely. And into the refrigerator to chill. As always in my kitchen, there's a bit of multitasking going on. So even though I've already made the jam for today's hand pies, I'm going to be making a second batch of jam with those beautiful mulberries, currants, and raspberries that we picked earlier today. So this will just simmer away on the stove with some sugar and a low sugar pectin. Once it's nice and bubbly and liquefied, I'll run it through the food mill, which will take away all those little stems of the mulberries and currant leaves and currant stems. But lucky for me, I've already made a batch of jam. These hand pies are always made a little bit different in my kitchen depending on the season and what flavors we're craving. You could use your own favorite jam for the filling, you could use a chocolate spread, or maybe even a lemon curd, whatever your heart desires. It's funny the things I remember from being a child and the way that those memories sort of stick around. I lost both of my grandmas when I was just 6, but I remember my Grandma Larson had a marble rolling pin in her kitchen, and there's not one time that I've ever used mine when I don't think of her. These are the small little moments to me that make the work in our kitchens so memorable, because that's what ultimately we're doing here. We're writing memories for our families. Lest you think my tape measure looks very professional, I can assure you that there wasn't really one square piece of all my hand pies, and so be it. There's no right or wrong size. Once the hand pie squares are cut, I simply scoop the jam into the middle. Now, heed my warning here, friends. I very overzealously filled these hand pies. Don't overstuff like I'm doing here, or the jam will just find a way out of the pastry dough. Instead, unlike me, show some self-restraint, which I obviously did not do, and your hand pies will end up beautiful. I think perhaps I got a little too excited about that beautiful berry jam and fresh raspberries. But it was a good lesson for me today. More is not always more. Still delicious though. I'm sealing the edges with a little bit of water to help the dough hold together, and then crimping the edges with a fork, which will hopefully help the pies to hold together in the oven, so long as you don't overfill them. Pastries are then brushed with an egg and sprinkled with a bit of sugar before heading into the oven. This helps the crust to get nice and shiny and golden. Don't forget that if you want more recipe inspiration and whole food-based recipes, including instructional videos, you can always check out our cooking community at cook.theelliottehomestead.com. Even though today my overfilled hand pies got the better of me, I'm still going to very much enjoy eating them. It's a wonderful treat, and the berries are a joyous occasion to celebrate. We have been waiting for summer for so long, even if summer is a bit messy. We're creating summer joy, one hand pie at a time.